Welcome to the first of my series of demonstrations aimed at showing you the techniques that I use in the patterns that I have designed. I'm the yarn gardener, and at present I'm designing for Kauni. They're absolutely beautiful yarns which come from Estonia and are imported and available through a company called skdyarns.net. I particularly love them because I adore colour. They're very like a Shetland yarn, so that when they're knitted they do puff and soften a great deal. They will actually, well, they're just beautiful for colour knitting, for ferrule techniques and that sort of thing. As you can see from this sample, the colour variations from one to the next colour are very gradual. They're very beautifully blended colours. They're just a delight. Now, the first batch of demos I want to do are the techniques that I use in my hearts and flowers pattern. Again, this can be seen on the website skdyarns.net. Just bear with me. I'm asking you to bear with me because this is the first video I've ever done demonstrating like this. And in the words of Pooh Bear, his spelling was a bit wobbly. Well, my video techniques may be a bit wobbly, so please bear with me, but we hope to get there, and I hope to show you the ways in which you can have a lot of fun with your knitting. Okay, now the first thing I want to show you is cast on. Now, the cast on methods that I use in the vast majority of my work are the long tail cast on. Now, or is the long tail cast on, should I say. And as it says, you are using a long tail. You're using both ends of a yarn. You're using an end of a yarn that's attached to your ball and literally the other end. Now, with this cast on method, you would make a slip knot and you would just cast it on using both ends. Now, in order to cast this on successfully, to cast the correct number of stitches on, you need to work out how much of a tail to use. Now, that tail that you need, that is a bit tricky if you're having to cast on up to 1,000 stitches. That is a bit of a nightmare. So what I tend to suggest is that if you're casting on a lot of stitches, use two colours or two balls of yarn. Because I'm knitting with colour, I want to use two colours. Let's start the way we want to continue. Okay, so I'm going to take two colours and I'm going to, as before, tie a slip knot. Okay. Now this yarn is a bit what I'd call sticky. Oops, and I call it this because it is typical to this type of yarn. As you can see, it kind of holds together a bit, okay, which makes it ideal for colour work. But also when you're knitting, it can be slightly sticky as well. Well, not tacky sticky, but the yarn sort of holds to it, holds, you know, stick together. It likes to be together. All right, this isn't a downside, but it's just to say this is what it's like. And it's beautiful. I love it. All right, bear with me. Wobbly bit coming up. Okay. Now let me show you. Because you've got these two lovely colours, I'm going to use one colour in my left hand around my thumb, as we did in the first, and with the yellow orange, I'm going to throw that around the needle, slip over and pull gently. So you're using two colours to make one stitch. Yarn around your thumb, needle in, throw the yarn from the other ball around the needle, slip that over and pull. Now, if I just work a few of these, you'll be able to see what is starting to happen. Now, this is going to draw a lovely line under your work. Can you see how those two colours are working together so beautifully. You've got that lovely green, blue, turquoise underlining those orangey colour stitches. It's just lovely. I think in my Hearts and Flowers jumper, I used a very dark purple and also a red as well. So they were used actually on the cast on edge, and it's just delightful. So you start as you mean to go on. So we just do cast on a number of stitches that we need. Now, most of my designs, well, all of my designs so far, are knitted in the round. Now, okay, let's say we've cast on all the stitches we need, so we slide our work to the other end. Now, I don't like this slip knot, so let's just get rid of it. Slip it off and get rid of it. So you are left with your nice neat stitches in which to carry on your knitting with. Okay, so I hope to see you again in my next little short video. Bye for now.